You can't blame anyone, or even yourself, for what happens to you or in your life. There is not anything in the world that harms you or makes you suffer. You suffer only your thoughts, so if you want to get rid of all the worries, depression, pain, and bad circumstances, you have to change your thoughts because they are making you suffer. This is what always Neville Goddard says in his books and lectures. Here in this video, we will try to discuss that, and you will learn how you can get rid of all the undesirable things and how you can manifest the life that you want to live. But before we start, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons to help us keep making more videos for you. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can receive notifications whenever we upload a new video. So let's now jump right into it. We live in a society that is far removed from the spiritual law. The first thing that we do when our wishes don't come true is that we start blaming others. But in fact, this kind of behavior invites more worries and more problems into your life, since each of your thoughts has to be manifested in your life. According to Neville Goddard, your assumptions become facts. So it means that if you blame others for the problems you have in your life, they will start causing problems in your life. It's because you are assuming that they are causing problems, and this assumption will become true. You see, people spend a great deal of time blaming others. They blame the government, they blame institutes, they blame circumstances, they blame their parents, but in fact, nobody is responsible for what has happened or what will happen in your life or even anywhere in the world. Even you aren't responsible for what happens in your life or for whatever you do. If you blame others or yourself, you need to understand the concept of I amness. The concept of I amness suggests that nobody can be blamed for anything. Even you can't blame yourself. Only your consciousness or awareness is responsible for all the occurrences and happenings, so your consciousness is responsible for everything. Here's what Neville Goddard says: I am, or the awareness of being, is the only reality. We were taught from an early age to attribute our problems to outside forces, which is one of the key reasons why we frequently do so. It's not difficult to understand why people are referring to their misery as outside forces when we consider the society in which we live, as well as intrusive religions that want to dominate people's minds. It implies that it is natural for us to place the blame for events in the world on something or someone. Furthermore, when there is no one else to blame, those who believe in an external God often even assign the guilt to God. The law, however, quickly makes it clear that no one is to blame, not even ourselves, because we didn't know any better in the first place. Neville Goddard says, "Your consciousness, my consciousness, is the only true foundation in the world." So according to him, consciousness is the only reality. Our consciousness, which is actually our I amness, is the foundation of everything. Our awareness is the only cause. So you don't need to blame others. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to blame God for what happened in the world. It wouldn't have happened if you weren't aware of it. Your consciousness made it happen because it made you aware of it. So your consciousness is the only cause. Everything we experience in the world is a result of our imagination or I amness. The shadow world is a manifestation of what you, I, and other people imagine. Since separation does not exist, what we manifest affects not just us, but also the entire world, and vice versa. And you will be affected by what you desire for other people. Anything outside of you, outside of your current level of consciousness, is not anything you can experience. Neville Goddard says, "What you have assumed you are, you will become. You have already become what you are because you once assumed that you were it. Everything in the world is just like that. It's all imagination." Neville referred to the universe as the shadow world because it lacks independent will and consciousness and is merely a reflection of our thoughts, speculations, and beliefs. What people refer to as accidents, fate, or circumstances are the products of someone's imagination. The situation you are in now was once only in your imagination, therefore at some point it had to become reality. However, as you probably didn't intentionally imagine your undesirable circumstances, neither are you. You automatically made them up by allowing your vivid imagination to run wild, without realizing that it was your I amness and that it was what produced reality. Let me now include a few lines from Neville Goddard's book. Here's what he says: "When you and I really become conscious of being Christ, we too will straighten the arms of the withered and resurrect the dead hopes of men. We will do all the things that we could not do when we felt limited by our family tree. It is a bold step and should not be taken lightly, because to do it is to die. If John, the man of 3 dimensions, is beheaded or loses his 3-dimensional focus, Jesus, the 4th-dimensional self, may live." These lines have been taken from his lecture, "No One to Change But Oneself." Here he says that giving up on the encumbering beliefs that we have carried until now is to die in our John the Baptist self, which is our old self, our three-dimensional self, and to rise in our Jesus self, which is our fourth-dimensional self. Neville Goddard suggests that we leave behind all our beliefs because, according to Neville Goddard, by doing so, you buy the pearl of great price. You have to leave behind all the secondary causes and accept the fact that you are God. Simply put, don't trust the shadow world because it is not real. It is a 3D world that is in fact an illusion. The real world is our imagination, which is a 4D world. We have to go there to make changes in our 3D world. There is no power in the 3D world because it's old news. It is just a shadow. It is dead. In real life, the power to change your circumstances lies in your imagination because it is your I amness. You must wake up to the fact that you are the operant power and let go of all secondary reasons that you believe in. And if you have operant power, neither nobody nor anything can do anything for you. So, for example, giving over your own power to a tarot card reader by thinking that they can tell you what to do or what to expect additionally, it shows that you think your surroundings and yourself are separate from one another. Nobody can picture your life more accurately than you. When you believe that whatever thing or person has more power than you, your God self, you are giving your power away. Your whole world and your whole reality are imagined by you. Neville Goddard says, I am is not interested in man's opinion. All its interest lies in your convictions about yourself. What do you say of the I am within you? Can you answer and say, I am Christ? Your answer or degree of understanding will determine the place you will occupy in life. Do you say or believe yourself to be a man of a certain family, race, nation, etc.? Do you honestly believe this about yourself? Then life, your true self, will cause the conceptions to appear in your world, and you will live with them as though they were real. You can't blame anyone because your whole world and everything that it contains is imagined by you. This concept is hard to accept for many people, but when you understand it, you will become unstoppable. Now, if your current situation isn't in accordance with your desire, it doesn't mean that it can't be manifested. It simply means your state isn't in accordance with your desire. If you want to experience your desire, you may have to jump into another state where you can do so. According to Neville Goddard, you can't experience a state that is outside of your state of consciousness. And logically, it makes sense. Do you think you can experience something you aren't even aware of? Do you think you can experience something you can't even imagine? It is completely impossible. You can only experience those things that you can imagine and visualize, because feelings come from imagination and visualizations. So to experience a particular thing, you must be in a state where you can experience the desired thing. You must enter the state of being healthy if you want to be healthy. You must enter the state of being wealthy if you want to be wealthy. You must enter the state of being successful if you wish to succeed. You must enter the state of being in a relationship with the love of your life if you really want to be in a relationship. Well, in the manifestation community, people use many methods or techniques. They use affirmations or they do visualizations. These are actually tools that help us get there. When you want to manifest a desire but you can't imagine it, or if you have some negative thoughts, you can practice some techniques or write a scene and imagine it. It will help you get into the state of having your desires manifested. So if your thoughts are preventing you from manifesting your desire, you can make use of some affirmations or any technique that can help you change your thoughts and manifest your desire. If you are now living a life that you don't want to live, it can be changed by changing your imagination and consciousness. If for now you feel unhealthy, it can be changed by changing your consciousness. If now you feel that you are poor, you can become rich just by changing your thoughts. You have to jump into that state, because once you're in that state, there's no power on earth that can stop your desire from being yours. Once you are in such a state, you are your desire, since it was never separated from you in the first place. Although you do in fact experience each thought, they don't necessarily reflect the reality of the outside world. Your thoughts are typically just fiction you make up for yourself to explain how the world works. Everything depends on how you see the world. You can become happy just by changing the thoughts that are making you sad. You have to have thoughts that can make you happy if you really want to be happy. We see the world using our imagination and thoughts. If we believe that the world is a good place to live, we will experience good things in our lives, and on the other hand, if we believe that the world isn't a good place, we probably will experience bad things in our lives. According to Neville Goddard's concept of I amness, you are everything. You are everywhere. You are God, because you are the creator of all the things and circumstances around you. So that's why your consciousness has more power than things. Your awareness and consciousness matter more than other people's opinions. Neville Goddard says that if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. So the best advice is to have positive thoughts in your mind so that they can bring happiness, money, peace, and satisfaction into your life. If you have negative thoughts, you will experience pain, anxiety, depression, and financial problems. Each of your thoughts has to be manifested, so be wise and have positive thoughts, especially about your desires, and use positive affirmations if you truly want to manifest them. You don't suffer from diseases. You don't suffer pain. You don't suffer from financial problems. You don't suffer from joblessness. You just suffer your thoughts. Your thoughts can bring happiness or sadness into your life. They make you poor or rich, but the choice is yours. I hope I was able to deliver a good analysis of this concept by Neville Goddard. And of course, this doesn't mean we agree with every single thing he said or believed in, because in the end, everyone will form his or her own opinion, and that is why we are analyzing and discussing his ideas and methods to fully understand his approach and general ideas, as he was a great teacher and inspired millions of people around the world. If you want to share your opinion, comment down below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it and press the bell icon for more interesting, informative, and helpful videos on manifestation. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.